Hey, welcome to another episode of Entertainment Flash. Look, we got a great show ahead of for you. We got movies, we got TV, we got music, we got a bunch of stuff for you. A lot of information to pack in. But today we're gonna change things up. We're gonna start with TV time. Yes, we're gonna start with TV. We normally start with movies, but we're gonna do it a little differently. We're gonna do it a little different. So first up, well, did anybody catch the debut of Dead City? I did, and thought it was pretty good. I just the only thing that holds me back is that now where we've traveled, I guess, some bit of time in between where The Walking Dead ends and Dead City begins, and apparently Negan has moved on and Maggie has moved on, and now all of a sudden they got raided, and Maggie's son was taken. Um, First of all, I don't know how they got raided. That is still left to wonder how people got in to the hilltop. And, and how is that? Like, weren't they just like in the Georgia area? But now all of a sudden it's like really close to Manhattan. I don't know. That kind of seems a little weird to me. But I did like the show. Don't get me wrong, I did like it. Um, Maggie and Negan get along apparently at the end of the Walking Dead series, to the point where they can actually be in the same place. But now, of course, she's gone a little overboard because of her son being taken, and that is the reason for their journey to Manhattan, which is where apparently that's where she tracked them to have taken her son. But so I mean, it's really not a surprise. I mean, you saw that basically in the trailer. Um, but watching the show was pretty good. It was interesting. They're finding themselves in a situation where they're not really familiar, and it'll be interesting to see the journey. Basically, I just want to see what people think about the first episode. So if you're watching either live or in the future, please throw some comments down there so we can gauge on what you think about the show, and whether or not you like it and you're going to continue to see it. I'm going to continue to watch it, and see where it takes us. So, again, just caught that. I also caught the first few episodes of Tom Holland's Crowded Room. So, if you didn't know that was out, we've been saying it now for, a couple of episodes. Crowded Room, starring Tom Holland. Yes, Spider Man. Boy, does he look different in this one. Kind of looks like a psychopath. And maybe he is. So he's a little weird, little, odd, kind of kind of an outcast kind of thing, uh and the story develops. I mean, it tells you right at the first episode, you know things happen, and he gets, you know caught up in this mess, and then it goes back to restart basically the story of how he got there. So I know of, I believe, 4 or 5 episodes that are on. I don't know if that is all that we're going to get. It quite possibly could be. So, but from what I see, it's a pretty good limited series, and enjoying it. So I don't know how much more there will be to it, but I do like it. So that is The Crowded Room. Again, if you've watched The Crowded Room, let us know what you think. Try not to give a spoiler away of the last episodes. You know, yeah, just let us know what you think. Uh, Netflix, Stranger Things. Now, I don't know if you know this or not, but I'm going to let you know. Stranger Things season 5 is coming. And, well, it's going to be the last season, just so you know. Just so you know. But they did sign on Terminator star Linda Hamilton for season 5. So Linda Hamilton of Terminator fame will be on season 5. This is not a surprise considering, it seems like every season they throw in some 80s icon, whether it be Freddy Krueger, not the actual character, but Robert Englund, and Sean Astin has been on it. So you're seeing a lot of these 80s stars. Sean Astin, of course, from Goonies. Um, so they do that. So this should come as no surprise season 5 that they're going to have Linda Hamilton on as well. And, so enjoy it because this will be the last season. Season 5 will be the final season of Stranger Things. So there's that. Also coming to Netflix, One Piece live action. So the anime coming to live action. It's going to star Iñaki Godoy, Emily Rudd, Taz Skyler, Jacob Romero Gibson, to name a few. So the Straw Hatted Pirates will sail onto Netflix coming up soon. Yeah, Kenny, are you referring to the final season of Stranger Things? Because I see that you didn't know that, and I'm guessing that was what you're referring to, or are you excited to see One Piece, the live, action movie? I'm guessing it's a movie. It didn't really say if it was a movie or not, but I'm thinking it is. Um, so I mean, we will see. You know. So Kenny, yeah, thank you for the comments. You know, uh, Kenny, of course, was on the show a couple of weeks ago. My co-host in the Sports Unfolded world. So so yeah, Kenny. So yes, Stranger Things final season. Sorry, but it's true. It is true. Um, but Netflix has been known to cancel things right out of the gate. So, I mean, you shouldn't be surprised that it's not going to be this. And from what I understand, and this might hurt too, Kenny. Cobra Kai season 6, I think, is the last one as well. so, so, so I don't want you to freak out now. And I'm giving lots of bad news. Lots of bad news. But, One Piece is coming. That's good, right? So yeah, Stranger Things, Cobra Kai, gonna be in their final seasons. So that is TV time. Yeah, yeah, I'm feeling you. I'm feeling you. And I just realized that I never changed the episode. I still have the Sports Unfolded golden nuggets and Knights on there. So episode 11, this is supposed to be, and you know, of Entertainment Flash. So yeah. So Ron did forget to do something. But we got everybody, gasping for air at this point about Stranger Things, and of course, Cobra Kai ending. So sorry about that. But you're watching us on Twitter at Broadcasting RI, Twitch at RI underscore broadcasting, and on Facebook and YouTube at Rhode Island Broadcasting. So, you know, make sure you subscribe, and then we can give you more great news, of course, throughout time. And, as long as I'm kicking, we'll still continue to do this. But, you know, it is what it is. Whether it's good news or bad news, um, it's still news, and we still have to bring it to you. So we've got movies. Look, we have some movie news. You know, I mean, it can't be bad, right? No, it can't be bad news, right? In case you didn't know, Wonder Woman 3 has been removed from the table. It has been canceled. They are not making the Wonder Woman 3 movie. In fact, the DC universe aren't even talking about anything that has to do with Wonder Woman at this point. So that frees up Gal Gadot to do whatever she wants, and she's actually excited to, be going out there to do some things that doesn't have anything to do with Wonder Woman. She is set to be on a Netflix spy thriller, Heart of Stone. Uh, this is basically sad news, basically for DC Universe fans. Now it's DC Universe, not the DCEU. It is DC Universe. Um, Look, I mean, Gal Gadot was probably the best they were ever going to find for a Wonder Woman. I mean, she was perfect for the role. And it's not her fault that the 1984 Wonder Woman movie kind of stunk and wasted an opportunity to have this great epic battle with the cheetah, and they failed miserably. And I don't know if you ever saw my review of it on Havenshine Reviews, but was not a fan of the movie. Liked the part, with little Diana competing. Um, I like the thought that Cheetah was in the movie, but I did not expect the main focus on this movie being a wishing rock. That was terrible. So it's not Gal Gadot's fault that the script stunk, and that's why they canceled the third one, because the script stunk, and so they axed it. But you still need to repair the damage that DC has done with what could have been really a great cast, you know, with Cavill, Gadot, and whether you like him or not, but Ben was a pretty good Bruce Wayne. Not the best Batman, but he was a pretty good Bruce Wayne. I mean, when you think of Bruce Wayne, I mean, Ben really projects that kind of a character. So you throw all these guys in, and and Gal Gadot along with them, and you had a pretty good cast for Justice League. You just need somebody that knows what they're doing, and giving this franchise a direction. So they bring in Peter Gunn, and all he does is just get rid of all these cast members that really looked good in those roles. I mean, you had a great Aquaman. I don't know if you're going to hold on to him, but from what I'm seeing and where I'm standing, it looks like you're going to go young. And I remember, I keep hopping on this, when Fantastic Four decided to do the same thing, and the movie was absolute garbage, you know. And now here we are We don't know who's in any role. I mean, Cavill was a fantastic Superman, but now it's going to be somebody else. They're going to cast somebody much younger, and you know why? When you have a Superman that was doing the job, it makes no sense. And Wonder Woman and Aquaman and all these cast members were fantastic. And I don't know. I don't know. Good luck to you. That's all I have to say. I am skeptical at best, and so Wonder Woman is now out there doing some other stuff, and you probably lost her forever. So be it. All those wasted movies, all those wasted movies and time. Rocky franchise. Yes, Rocky Balboa, the franchise movies that made, the spin-off Creed. Well, they got some more stuff in the works. Apparently, the Rocky universe is starting to grow and grow rapidly with the success of Creed, Creed 2, Creed 3. So they decided, hey, we're going to make a fourth one. So they have announced that they are indeed making a fourth one. It is in the works. Um, so we expect to see that sometime soon. But the Rocky franchise does not stop there. They are apparently working on a Drago spin-off. Now, this is an interesting one because this Drago spin-off started out as a prequel to Drago in the Rocky 4 movie. Um, but it has developed so much that it is a spin-off to Creed 3 now, the one that just recently came out. Um, so if it's a spin-off to that, it's going to be, obviously starring, Drago himself, which now the name just like eluded me, Dolph Lundgren. And probably, I'm guessing it's going to be his son, you know, and so if this develops into that, then we're looking at, and most likely going to see a Drago spinoff. Um, there's also word of a Creed anime, a Creed anime. I don't know. This just seems weird to me. I don't know why they would even do a Creed anime. Like it makes no sense to me. But that's in the works apparently. I don't know how if that one's going to survive, the I don't know, just anybody really thinking about that that's a good idea. There's also talk of an Amara Creed spin-off, which to me absolutely makes no sense because that's not. I just don't think that's viable. I really don't. I think it's kind of ludicrous, to be honest with you. And then also a a Rocky prequel TV series. Now this one has some merit because like there is talk and the thought of it died for a little while and then it's starting to pick up again. And this is starting to gain some momentum. So I would expect a Rocky prequel series to be made. Yep, yep. A Creed anime, Kenny. Yes, you heard right. There is talk of that. I don't think it's going to happen. I think it's just ridiculous. Um, but the prequel Rocky TV series is something that's really interesting because when you think of the prequel, you have to remember, and you had to see like the where Rocky Balboa started from in the docks, working for the mob. That would be an interesting TV series to me. And I think that's going to gain some momentum, especially with how good, Tulsa King is. So I'm pretty sure that one is going to happen. And then really stretching this is Rocky 7 is being talked about. And so what they want to do with Rocky 7 is kind of like when Rocky 5 happened and Tommy Gunn came into the picture and he tried to train him up and blah blah blah, but ended up fighting him, in the streets and stuff like that because he kind of backstabbed him. So it's going to be something similar to that. Basically, it's going to be Creed with another person. It's going to be some foreign fighter or something like that, an immigrant fighter. Um, so we'll see. I don't think that's going to happen either because Sylvester Stallone is not seeing eye to eye with the group that owns the rights to Rocky now. So I'm actually surprised Stallone gave up the rights to Rocky. I don't think he should have. He should have kept it for himself. Then he would have more say in what happens. Um, but again, I don't think that Rocky 7 is going to happen. Um, and look, it's not going to be him fighting. Like that is there is no way they're going to have him fighting. That's just absurd at this point. Um, so that is what's going on in the Rocky universe. There are lots of possibilities that could happen. I think a couple of them will happen. Like obviously, Creed 4 is going to happen. I believe the Drago spinoff is going to happen, and I think the Rocky prequel TV series will happen. The others, not so much. I don't. The anime. That's all I can say. The anime. Kenny, help me out here. Help me out here. Like really, anime. The Creed anime. It just sounds as ridiculous every time I say it. So that is a movie updates. We still have music stuff. So but we're gonna do a Ron's top five. Yes, a Ron's top five. Kenny, I hope you're ready for this. Please, when you hear my top five, I want your thoughts on each of these. Um, but before we do that, of course, we can't do this without you, the fans. So, donate the bits and stars. That always helps. It helps keep the shows going, whether it's this one, Sports Unfolded, Falls Count Anywhere, the Sports Unfolded NBA show, so it helps all of those shows keep going. Satterflix, which we will have a new Satterflix movie this week. Fallen Angel. You got to check that out Saturday at 6 o'clock. Um, so please donate those stars and bits. Every little bit helps. So do that, and don't forget to subscribe to YouTube at Rhode Island Broadcasting. So get on that YouTube. Get on Facebook at Rhode Island Broadcasting, and of course Twitch at RI_broadcasting, and of course Twitter broadcasting RI, and we even have the Discord right there. You can see the Discord. You just go on there and you'll be in, no problem. We got our Ron's top five. I'm really excited about this one. Seeming we we talked about Sylvester Stallone and the Rocky franchise. So better? What better top five than to have the top five Sylvester Stallone roles? Yes. What are his top five roles? I couldn't decide between these two at number five. And that is Dwight Manfredi from Tulsa King. He's fantastic. One season is done already, and I love the show. Um, but not to be outdone by Corporal Weaver in the movie Ants. Do you remember that? Fantastic. I loved it. Loved it. So number five is a tie between Dwight Manfredi and Corporal Weaver from Ants, the movie. Number four, Barney Ross. Barney Ross from The Expendables, of course. I mean, that is a given. That had to be in here, right? It had to be in here. But what isn't in here? Hmm. I couldn't put Cobra. Marion Cobretti, Lieutenant Marion Cobretti. I didn't put that in here. But number three, Ray Tango. Love that movie, Tango and Cash. I thought that was such a great movie. I loved it. They were funny. It was a great action movie. I wish there was another one, to be honest with you. I wish they would have made a series of those, because that was a fantastic movie. I loved it. Um, I mean, top two. I mean, you have to know these two are going to be in the top two, right? You have to. It's almost a given. So number two, I went John Rambo. I went John Rambo. I love the first movie, and I loved, Rambo, and I loved Last Blood. Those three movies I absolutely loved. The others, eh, yes, Tango and Cash. There we go. That's right, Kenny. I put Ray Tango at number three. So John Rambo number two, and of course number one had to be Rocky Balboa himself. Look, those are my top five, but you know, I watched a lot of Sylvester Stallone movies, and I love Cliffhanger. You know, um, there's a lot of them. Look, hey, you know, there was some clunkers in there that didn't do so well, but there's like, for every one that doesn't do so well, there is one that does very well. And Stallone generally doesn't disappoint. I mean, you go back, Lords of Flatbush. There's a lot of great movies that I loved, and so that had to be. Yes, thank you, Kenny. It is a great top five. I mean, you think about those characters that he's played; they're very identifiable, right? And we talked about some of those franchises. We mentioned Harrison Ford a couple of weeks ago, and he was fortunate to be in Star Wars, and Indiana Jones, right? Well, being in Rambo and Rocky is not so bad. So, I mean, there is that. Those are two great franchises as well. So, they're not as huge worldwide as, Star Wars and Indiana Jones, but they are big franchises nonetheless. And that is pretty impressive for you know, an action star. Usually they just play that one character, and he happened to latch on to two characters that everybody knows: Rocky and, of course, um, uh, John Rambo. So, so that is the top five. Wrapping that one up. Barney, I mean Dwight Manfredi and Corporal Weaver at number five. Number four, Barney Ross. Number three, Ray Tango. Number two, John Rambo. And number one, Rocky Balboa. I love it. I love it. I love it. I've seen the Rocky movies a million times each. I love all of them. I do. I'll be the first one to admit. Most people say, "Oh, the last good one was Rocky 3," but you know what? I love the fight in Russia. I love the one in the streets with Tommy Gunn, and then even in Rocky Balboa, you know, when he's fighting, when he's like a 900 years old. I loved it, so um, it's Rocky. It's Rocky. So it is time for music news now. We moving along. Um, Look, music news. Beyond Wonderland Music Festival up in Washington. Uh, Washington State, that is, not Washington D.C. Their concert has been canceled. They canceled the second day after a shooting in a nearby campground. So the campground was not too far from the Gorge Theater, the amphitheater, and somebody opened fire, killed two people, wounded three, and so they canceled the second day of the festival. Uh, it just, I mean, it's every day. It's every day this is happening. It's kind of making me ill already about it. So, and they say, they don't want terrorists to affect our everyday life, but this is a form of terrorism now. This is domestic terrorists, basically. When people are just going around just shooting people, just like it's every day. So it is affecting our everyday lives more than what any terrorist act has done. And if they don't get this gun control solved, I don't know the answers. I don't know the answers, and I don't care about the politics of it. But it's affecting everything now. Like this is a festival that people intend on going to and enjoying their lives, and then it's just taken away because somebody just has a grudge against other people for whatever reason, and there's another festival that goes up. You know, it's just too much. It's too much. Even though it doesn't happen at the festival, but it's nearby. So what do you expect them to do? What do you expect them to do? They can't put people in danger, and that's just making it hard. Yes. So 342. Yeah. I mean, that is the total for the year, correct? If I'm not mistaken. It's only June. It's only June. It's ridiculous. Enough is enough, people. Enough is enough. God, just can't we all just get along? Can't we all just get along? So that is the music news. Kind of makes you sick, I know. Again, the bearer of bad news today. Like I know, Kenny, you've already felt it. You didn't know that the end was coming for Stranger Things, and now we have this, and all you can do is just shake your head and just try to get on with things, right? Um, so new music time. Of course, we have to do. We always do music, right? I usually do music last, and today is no exception. New music. These are the albums that have uh, are being released. Queens of the Stone Age. In Times New Roman. Don't know how they came up with that, but in Times New Roman. Wiz Khalifa Sia. That is Wiz Khalifa's new album, and Bjork with Dirty Projectors. Those are the ones that caught my eye for this week. Um, I did listen to a song from Queens of the Stone Age, so I did do that. Let me tell you, this week's playlist is a little grim. Just kind of ties in to the whole the whole thing. Um, Look, I tried. I tried. I listened to music for quite a while today, and I didn't really come up very successful. Um, so the first thing I tried listening to somebody I never heard before, and that was the Knuckleheads. Oh my God, I can only go through two songs. Now, the good news is that the music just kind of reminded me of like the Ramones. I don't know if you know the Ramones, but they kind of reminded me of that. The only problem was it didn't know it didn't seem like the band knew when to sing. And they were singing all over the place. It was all over the place. Like they weren't even singing, they weren't even harmonizing together. They were singing at different times, and it was just mass chaos in a song, and it didn't sound very pleasant. So I listened to He Who Saves Me first, and I'm like, this is not good. They're not even in unison together. They're not singing when they're supposed to. And then I listened to Stand Still, gave him a break, and said, all right, I'll listen to another one because I like the music. I think there might be something there. No, it was more of the same chaos in a song. It was, they don't know when to sing. I really, truly believe that they don't really know when to sing. They were not singing with the music. It was a mess. It was a complete mess, both songs. So I did not add the Knuckleheads. They live up to their name. I did not add the Knuckleheads to my playlist for sure. That was a disappointment because when I heard the music, I was like, oh, I think I found a gem, right? No. No. It was a lump of coal, not a gem. A lump of coal. Um, so I was like, all right, after that, let me listen to something that I really have a good positive, you know, feeling towards, right? So I listened to John Mellencamp's new album. Okay, so we'll just say it's not bad. It's not bad. I listened to the so-called Free. That's the song. That's the name of the song. And I don't. It was okay. Like the music is good. I don't know what happened to his voice. It was just all scratchy and not that he had a smooth singing voice, by no means. You know, he wasn't Freddie Mercury. But let's just be honest here. Like his voice really was brutal in the songs. Now I'm not saying it was bad. The song's not bad, but it isn't John Mellencamp. So, but as I listened to the like almost every song, and they all sounded exactly the same to me. Like they were all identical. Um, and I did not put any of them on my playlist. So I was really disappointed. So after listening to the Knuckleheads and then listening to John Mellencamp and being thoroughly disappointed, um, I was like, okay, so I got to find something, right? So I listened to Brothers Gibo or Gibo. I don't know. I couldn't tell. That song stunk. Stunk. It might have been the worst song I've heard this year. Um, I mean, personally, it was just a curse fest, which in itself I can deal with because look, I listen to some people that cuss a lot in songs, ludicrous. You know, I mean, you listen to a lot of stuff like that, right? But there's just there was no redeeming quality of it. It was awful. It was awful, and I hated it. So from there, I went to Gucci Mane. Yes, yep, I went to Gucci Mane, and I'm like, this might be, it might be, yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, so you stopped listening to after he dropped John Cougar. Okay, I can understand that. You know, he went with his real name. He went from John Cougar to John Cougar Mellencamp, and then John Mellencamp. So, and now he went to crap music. Uh, it wasn't that bad, but it's pretty much. So I listened to Gucci Mane, um, Bluffin'. Okay. Oh my God, the beat sucked. The the rapping sucked too. I'm sorry. It was awful. It was awful. Gucci Mane should be ashamed that he actually put the song out. Uh, I just thought it was really bad. And to top it all off, not only did I have to sit through a horrible song by Gucci Mane, um, but all he did is just try to show off all his his rings and necklaces with all the millions of dollars that it's worth. But you know what? It's probably all fake because it's all a show. It's all a show, and the song sucked. To be perfectly blunt, with Gucci Mane. So then I tried another song. I went to Queens of the Stone Age, Paper Machete. The song was okay. It was okay. Nothing, you know, nothing to, brag about. Um, it was okay. And yet I did not put it on my playlist. And I was about to give up. And I said, let me try another song. So I went and listened to Will Sparks' Blow Your Mind. Um, and it was electronic music, stuff that you hear in clubs. It was a great club dance track. Very electronic and stuff like that. And it was good. I mean, I'm not gonna put it on my playlist though. I mean, it was good to go dance to, but I don't want to listen to that. You know, just to listen to it. If I want to listen to that, you go to a club, right? So I got really frustrated. So I dug down deep and I'm like, wait, somebody I know must have a new song. And I decided, okay, I'm gonna look up Maddie McGill. She was in the band Portals that we featured, on jam sessions on Rhode Island Broadcasting. And they're fantastic, right? Well, she's got a song out that just released about a month ago, Letting Go. So I listened to Letting Go, and it was clearly the best song I've heard today. It was fantastic. She's such a great songwriter. She has that song is fantastic. So I would suggest checking it out. Go to YouTube and look up Maddie McGill. That is MaddieMcGill, Maddie McGill, and it's a fantastic song. Check it out. So do that. Yes, no, this is not Melee. I guess it's listed under Melee on Twitch. Sorry, Smog of War. Normally we have Melee on Monday nights, but that will be next week as they have a big huge tournament in Massachusetts, in Worcester area tonight. So we will not be streaming the Melee tonight. So again, go to Maddie McGill. Letting Go is the name of the song. You want to check that out. That is the only song I have added to my playlist this week. That was a lot of songs I listened to, and yeah, big disappointment except for Maddie McGill Letting Go. So that is it for this week. We will see you next time on Entertainment Flash next Monday at noontime. So check that out. Yeah, yeah, no, Smog. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. We normally stream Melee on Monday nights. I even have the title Sports Unfolded that I forgot to change. It is what it is. Um, so, but check out. I believe the tournament is Mate, Mate. So check out that tournament tonight. That's gonna have like everybody in New England up there, including all my guys like Ardlin and Gwex and all of them, Dads Akimbo that are normally on, tonight on our channel. So they'll all be up there tonight. So again, that is it for Entertainment Flash this week. We'll be back next Monday, noontime, for another episode, and we'll see everybody next time. Thank you for all that watched, including Smog of War, and of course Kenny, and all of those that are going to be watching the show after this. Thank you.